Hey everybody, it's Rick Trummer from Rick Trummer Consulting and Training, and welcome to another video from Rick Trummer Consulting and Training. Today we're going to be talking about how to build an action. It's another question that I get a lot. How do I run something and be able to, run a tool or through the image processor? How am I able to do that? So let's go ahead and teach you how to do an action. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get into Bridge. I'm just going to bring in an image real quick that we can bring into Bridge that will be able to allow us to put an action on in the first place. And then from there, I'm going to show you how to run the image processor after running an action. So I've got a little folder with some demo stuff in here. You can see we got some demo JPEGs that I have here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and open one of these up inside Photoshop, and let's just hit open image for right now. So I've got, we're gonna grab, yesterday we did some really cool brush stuff. So what I'm gonna do here, let's just take the logo down, and here's the image that we're going to run an action on. So this is how I'm gonna start up. I need to have a plan of attack of what you're gonna be able to do when you're running the action. So in this case, we're gonna run portraiture. Soften this down, and then I'm going to size these down so that they're a little bit smaller. Instead of full size, I'm going to bring them down so that they're a little bit more web size. So that's what we're going to do. I have to have a plan of action of how I'm going to do this. Now, once I'm done with that and have a plan of action, I'm going to create a new set of actions. Now here, I've created a set of action in Rick Trummer Consulting here. What I'm going to do is, just for today, I'm going to create a new folder of actions. So I'm going to click on Create New Set, and inside there, let's just call it, for today, let's just call it our video set. So I'm going to create a video set. You'll see here it creates a new set or a new folder that I can put some videos in. And from here then, I'm going to create a new action. So from the action menu, I'm going to come under the little icon up here to the upper right corner, and I'm going to say new action. So in this area, let's just call this blending plus sizing. So going to create a new action. Now I can put a function key to this. I can have this go off on function key 1, 2, 3, whatever I want to do. Once I click into a function key, it'll tell me what's available that I haven't used with other stuff before. I can also add a color code on this. So how important is it to you? We'll put it under red for right now. We'll attach it to the F1 function key. And what we're going to do is we're going to record. So the first thing that I'm going to do now is recording. You can see over here in our action area, you can see under the record, you have a solid button there. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go under my filter area, and I'm going to go to my Imaginomic, and I'm going to go to portraiture. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select my highlight and shadow area on the actual image itself. I'm going to make sure that I don't make another mask. I'm not going to create a new layer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just add this to the current layer, and I'm going to add some softening, and I'm going to click OK. So right away it adds a little bit of softening to this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to size it down. So at this point, let's go ahead and make this image a little bit smaller. So I'll go under image, we'll go under canvas size or image size, one or the other. Let's go to image size, make it smaller here. And we're going to go to width wise, let's go to 400 pixels. And we'll take this one at 400 pixels. So it's 400 pixels wide at the highest end. I'm going to click my resolution to 300, and you can see we're at 660K. We're going to click OK. You can see it sizes it down, and then we're going to do, at this point, we're just going to end it. So we're going to stop it. Now, when you run an action from the action set itself, it's automatically going to save it into a folder when you're running it from that particular set. So we sized everything down. Now, the reason I sized it down here is because you can also size it down in the image processor, but I wanted to be able to just click my F1 key and have that sized down when I was doing it to my other stuff. So at this point, I'm just going to leave this image up. I'll just zoom in a little bit so at least it's up in scale. From here then, let's go into our bridge and run the image processor tool. So from the image processor tool, we're going to select all of the images. Let's do a Command A, and we're going to go under the tool area, and under Photoshop, we're going to go to image processor. Now, once we're here, you can see that we can go in and we can do a lot of different things, and we can say to run an action down below here. So if we wanted to, we could just go in to the actual image that we have, open up each image, hit the F1 key, and it would automatically run and it would be fine. But that just takes too long of a time. So let's do these in bulk. Let's go ahead and get them set up. So what we want to do is, we already have this sizing down. So we'll just save this as, we're going to save this as a 10. And what we're going to do is we're going to run an action, but we're going to change that into our video set. And we're going to run our blending plus sizing. We're going to run that action. We're going to go ahead and copyright with the Rick Trummer. And what we're going to do now is we're going to let it do its thing. Now at this point, we could also resize to fit on a certain size as well. So if you wanted to do that, we could go ahead and resize and go in and click on this button and resize it here. But our action, the idea of the action was that it was going to go and be able to do it by itself and also to do it here. Once we hit run, what it's going to do is it's going to open up each of these individual shots. It's going to run all of the action that I told it to run, which is the portraiture action. It's going to size it down, and it's going to save them in a folder called JPEG inside the folder that we told it to save as. So once this is all completed, it's finished, it's done, and all of your images will be sized, blended, and pushed down into the actual file itself. That is what's so awesome about running these particular items inside Photoshop. The power of doing an action and being able to complete that, and while hundreds of images are being scaled down or doing whatever, that's just what this is all about. So it saves all of this stuff, it takes care of all of it, and it saves them into the folder that we have inside our area. So very nice and neat, and it's been, again, such an awesome pleasure to be able to bring this series to you. Next week, we're going to go back to our normal things and start talking about, I think I've got scheduled, we're going to start heading back to the color area unless I start getting more grab bag stuff, but that's how to create an action and to run actions through the image processor inside the bridge. Until next time, I'm Rick Trummer from Rick Trummer Consulting and Training. Hopefully, you've gotten a lot out of this grab bag series that we started, and I'll see you tomorrow.